Hello, welcome to Mystic Moons. How is everyone doing today? Where I am, it's the beginning of December, beginning of the end of the year. First snow has happened, Taurus. It's actually taken a long enough time for it to snow. Sometimes I've seen it snow as early as, well, definitely around fall break. But September-ish, early September. Also true to the season that's happening. Colds are abounding. I think I caught a cold on Friday. I was thinking it was allergies. Sometimes the way I catch colds, I have such bad sinuses that I feel like I just have a really bad batch of allergies. Because I am actually allergic to a few things, dust, cat hairs, etc. And I always think for the first couple days, oh, I'm not sick. I just have really bad allergies. So we're also in the season of the cold, literally. Well, Taurus, let's go and see a reading for you for this time period. What's in the ether for the Taurus collective? Taurus, if you appreciate my time, do give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, Taurus, please do share. Someone keeps on buzzing me. I don't understand why. Where I am, Taurus, we've just passed, thank you for the likes. Where I am, Taurus, we just passed 6:30 a.m., so I'm not quite sure how I could get many messages so early in the day. But anyway, I'm not going to pay attention, not yet. Taurus, let's go and see a message for Taurus. Anyone with significant Taurus energy? Hello? Early in the morning in Hawaii. Well, glad to have you. So yes, anyone with significant Taurus energy, maybe Taurus is somewhere in, and thank you for the hearts. Maybe Taurus is somewhere in your sun, moon, rising. Maybe Taurus is in your personal planets. Maybe there's just something about how your natal chart is created and Taurus energy is aspected particularly strong in there. Or maybe something that you are focused about has very strong Taurus energy, right? There's many different ways of approaching it, thinking about how the astrological energy comes down to you. So let's get into it. Let's go and see what message do we have for Taurus. I have Knight of Swords, Taurus, Four of Cups. Now the time for action, Taurus. This is quite well thought out, Taurus. Also, too, this energy feels a little bit like no going back, Taurus. Only going forward, also, too, having the strength to go forward. You could linger where you're at, Taurus, But what would be the purpose of it, Taurus? What would be the growth of it, Taurus? Some big movements you're going to be asked to do, Taurus. Some exertion you're going to have to put out, Taurus. Let's find out more. I guess I'm going to move this over. There. So, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords gets a 9 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. And Judgment. Something's been discussed or thought about long enough, Taurus. Something you have been, could it be you've been waiting for a green light, a sign to come forward? Interesting too with 9 of Wands and 8 of Wands coming up here. Both of those are Sagittarius energies. We did enter Sagittarius season, I believe, last week. And of course, Capricorn season is going to follow towards the end of December. Taurus, now is the time for action. Something that you've been putting off, moving as aggressively, perhaps, Taurus. Taurus, have you been pushing something off to the side or not really behaving as aggressively as you could, perhaps as you should? What kind of hunger, Taurus, have you been feeling but not so much acting on? In this energy to Taurus, what I have here is shaking things up. You could be biding your time, Taurus, precisely because with what you have, beginning of the deck energy, something that can maintain itself, but you know that, the future of it really isn't appetizing, isn't bright, isn't exciting, isn't where you want to be. It connects the day to day at a comfortable enough pace, but it's not where you need to be and where you want to be. So Taurus, the energy that I have here is asking you to shake things up. Now's the time to get things moving. Let's take a look briefly at 4 of Pentacles and 9 of Wands, and then we'll look at Judgment. So 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. I have 10 of Wands. 6 of Swords. The card it doesn't want to come out. Okay, so we end that with strong Sagittarius and strong Scorpio energy. Taurus, you could look at where Scorpio and Sagittarius energy sits in your chart. And both of those energies, I would say the Sagittarius energy is that which you have been waiting for. If this would be in one of the watery placements or watery houses for Sagittarius, Taurus, I'm going to say that you could be feeling like you're waiting for something to open up for you. And I feel like in this energy that I have overall, something about your feeling could be on overload because you've waited enough. 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands. You've waited plenty. Also, too, with where Scorpio sits in your chart, if it's not necessarily someone in Scorpio energy. Well, we have inspiration here with Tower and 7 of Cups. What are you inspired by? If you have Scorpio energy in your chart, look at that house or those planets or even asteroids that could go and have Scorpio energy, and what do they signify? Think about it, Taurus. Is that something that you have been waiting for to happen for you? something that has been just only in ideation form, but you really haven't been able to achieve it, to work on it, to build it, to realize it in any substantial or concrete way. And that also tells me that too with the Six of Swords here. Essentially, all this energy under a Nine of Wands is waiting to go and start enacting either the big ideas or the important ideas that you'd like to see. And also, too, so much effort waiting, also, too, spending so much time doing other things, so much effort doing other things. That's not really what inspires you, not really where you want to go. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. We have 8. Too much time, Taurus. 8 of Cups. 5 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy. Scorpio, Pisces, Libra, and Capricorn energy coming up here. Taurus. Strong Scorpio energy, strong water. Strong water and Sagittarius energy coming through. Which I would also see that as being able or giving yourself the space to, first of all, act freely, Taurus. And then act towards that which you love, Taurus. That's what you want to do. But too much time has been spent in this limbo. So with the 8s here, or 1-8 here rather, 8 of Cups, there could literally be difficulty in moving towards what you want. There could also be in this energy a little bit of solo energy, being starved from what you want. Whether you have been waiting for some doors to open, or though you've been exploring and knocking on doors, Taurus, and they just have not been opening. This 4 of Pentacles, though, is ultimately dependent upon other people or circumstances, situations, like very specific things. And I don't know if you're still waiting on them or in those environments, but those environments are not going to get you any farther, ultimately, Taurus, than where they've gotten you so far. Because also, too, under a 4 of Pentacles, this is enduring energy. As long as you stay in it, as long as you work with it, things are not really going to necessarily progress. You need to leave it. You need to move from it. You need to go elsewhere from it. You spent enough time, Taurus, seeing with the resources you have at hand and how far you could get with them to date. There's your answer. I wouldn't necessarily be giving any more time or any more credence to something that's been dragging on. I don't care if it's been, let's say, anywhere from 2 months, Taurus, or longer. Hello. So we have Judgment. Let's go and see what Judgment has. Judgment has Hermit, Sun, and the Moon. Kochi. Kochi says, do you hear me? Yes, we hear Kochi. So bottom of the deck energy. This could be waiting for the best position. The right timing, the right circumstances. something in here about seeking the perfect time, the perfect balance, the perfect elements, trying to arrange everything, giving things time to settle into the most opportune environment, the most opportune, like everything being all lined up. But also, too, we have all these could be also indications of time. Four of Swords is definitely time. Six of Swords indicates time. Temperance is an energy. Both Temperance and Star actually are energies that don't pop out of nowhere. We have something that you could go invest a lot of time into, but ultimately, while feeling like you're accomplishing something or establishing, feeling like you're establishing something, Taurus, exactly what are you building concretely outside of hope and aspirations and all those feelings, which we had plenty of feelings here, right? Feelings and ideas. No shortage, Taurus, of feelings and ideas. Come on, Coachy. Is she bothering you? One moment. My little Coachy is crying. Okay. He's actually one of my Taurus kitties. I have 3 kitties who are Tauruses. I have 3 Taurus kitties and 1 Scorpio. Anyway, where were we with the bottom of the deck energy? Essentially, Taurus. And maybe this is also something to think about with who you have been waiting on, or the circumstances that you have been in. You could be feeling like there is progression because you're able to go and talk about it, or perhaps had talks that generated a positive type of feeling, or a feeling like this could happen. But ultimately, what I have here is a little bit of a caveat that it's enough feeling and enough ideation, but now it's time for action, Taurus. With judgment with Hermit, Sun, and Moon. It's time for you to go and step out of the role you have been playing. It's time for you to take a more active role. It's also, I think, in this energy of Hermit and the Sun, really, from what you want to see here, Taurus, it's going to be you that brings it, you that realizes it. And that's probably the final lesson, Taurus, of a 2025 year in a vibration of 9, with the energy of a snake transformation attached to it, Taurus. This is internal work, internal path, not something that anyone else can necessarily aid you along to. Coachy. He's so mouthy today. That's probably my sign to go. But Taurus, yes, that's what I see for you here ultimately with judgment. Taurus, please stop waiting on other people and other actions. There's going to be no perfect time for you to go and move. And I think, Taurus, also what this is asking you to do, you to be the catalyst. You to welcome change, initiate change. What can you do, Taurus, right now to shake things up for yourself? to open up new paths and directions for yourself right now, Taurus. You need to go and look in other directions, because where you have been so far, Taurus, that's going to keep you there. It's time for you to expand. And as you do that, Taurus, I'd also say in this energy that's coming up here as well, Hermit with the sun and the moon, probably also everything has been just slow and stagnated for you, Taurus, because they don't want you to remain any longer than you have been. Because besides the fact that with the sun and the moon pair, we're talking about soulmate energy. Soulmate energy doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, right? We're also talking about, like, life path energy, that which you're meant to do, the completion of self, the journey to go and find the completion of self. And there's somewhere else you have to be, Taurus. Start moving around, Taurus, and it will come to you. Be that catalyst, Taurus. Do it independently, Taurus. And you'll be surprised to see what comes your way. Taurus, I am wishing everybody the most beautiful day. On Taurus, as the sunlight is starting to come in, I see the gray world that the first snow has lent to the environment outside. It's a gray day, but it's still pretty, Taurus. On Taurus, so much to be done and so much yet to do. Until next time, bye-bye. Thank you.